I gotta straighten some stuff up here. Now, Merlin was sort of gun shy. Well, he was. He was gun shy. So we've been working with him with the starter pistol and dummy launcher. And we were doing it in here. We started doing it in here. It was just too loud because the concussion just it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't dissipate. So it was real loud. So we were working with Merlin outside with this, and I had to step back gradually. To get him used to the sound. And I got it to the point where when we were doing it, I had to put him in a high collar. A high collar is like a leash that's hooked to the dog. Hey, Merlin, come here. Like it's hooked to, come here, buddy. Like it's hooked to the collar, and the leash just goes straight up. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we did that so that Merlin wouldn't get like a lot of forward motion, because that would just kind of stall everything. If the dog's running from something, it's not helpful. So you need them to stand their ground, and you do that with a leash. If they're not on a leash, the dog that's like gun shy or whatever, they take off. They run back to the house or get hit by a car or something. So you got to push this dog past the point of excitement. Now, I think my background in dog training, I learned from my father, right? So I don't know a lot of the terms that people use, but I know one of the terms that they use because somebody told me what it was, and that's flooding. And that's what you're doing. You're flooding the dog. You got to get used to this dog. That's how it is. You do it gradually. Don't overwhelm the dog too much. They're going to be a little overwhelmed, but they got to get past it. You're not dealing with a human. You're dealing with a dog. So, maybe I like this double streaming. Dude, it's all right. It is. Got YouTube here and Facebook here. YouTube, I got much more subs. Facebook, I got 59,000 or something. It's better than nothing, right? So we're going to work with Mur. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to sort of warm him up. And let me move some of this stuff out of the way, like this heater. It's 50. I don't really need this on. Me and Merlin are pretty burly, aren't we, Mur? Well, he's more burly than me. I don't really like the cold. Ow, my back. This barn door was frozen, and I want to work with the barn door open. It's real wet and nasty out, right? So I want to work with the barn door open for a reason, because I want some of the sound to dissipate, because I know using the dummy launcher in here is going to be louder than out there. See what I'm saying? Oh, hi, how you doing? Oh, Lee Ashley. Freaking Lee Ashley. One of my few clients that, well, I'm not going to start talking about the Grays. So I'm gonna move this stuff. There's a fellow boomer. There's a lot of his boomers out there. I'm gonna move these because we're not using this shit. The backyard is like a minefield right now. It's so nasty. It is. It's so gross. It's really, really foul. Yes, it's disgusting. It's like there was snow. The dogs, they're going to the bathroom and shit, and it melts, and it snowed upon poo, and God, it's just so gross. Isn't it, Merlin? Mur's a good boy. We've been getting a lot of progress with Merlin lately, which is great. Still a little bratty, barky, sort of. He needs to quit that shit as much as possible. That's for damn sure. But he has times when, like at night, he's totally quiet. If If I go down in the kitchen for some reason at night, sometimes he'll make noise, sometimes he won't. That's how he is now. It's like sometimes he will, sometimes he won't. But he's way, way better than he was. That's for damn sure. It's a dog that had separation anxiety. But you know, it's in remission. So does he still have it? Sort of. Hang on. I get it together here. We'll train some dogs. Promise. So Merlin's a good boy. Notice how Merlin just chills. Right, Mer? You're a good boy. We could man, I don't want to touch this stuff. It's got like, God damn it. Maybe I'll just slide this over here. So I want to get working with Merlin. This is becoming too much of an ordeal. Now the light's off. Oh man, Merlin. What's up, Mer? Where's that thing, Mer? Come on, man. There it is. All right, let's move this. Young Merlin. Move this over here. It's like 50 degrees. I wish all the snow would melt. If the snow would melt, we would be out in the field. Right, Merlin? We taught Merlin to do this, which is walk a plank. And to jump. Merlin, get the fuck over here, dude. Come here. Sit. No, sit. Don't move, brother. I don't have to say don't move. That's like saying stay. And I don't. Don't say stay. It's built into the command. So let's move these over here. What's that? Facebook. Hang on, YouTube. Oh, Robin Hood. Yeah, good. Because I'm broke. It's not much, but it's something. Fuck. Life is fucking weird, isn't it? Things never really, I don't know. What did you imagine yourself would be doing, like when you were like 21? What do you think you'll be doing when you're like my age? I didn't think I'd be in Beaver Dams, I'll tell you that. But I also wasn't sure that I would be the Bigfoot community president, but chances were good. They were good. Now, Merlin also isn't very trusting, and he's got like this aversion to like people holding sticks and stuff. Like he starts like shying away. So I also like a lot of times like I'll just have this in my hand, and if he moves, I tell him no, he's a lot better than he was. He's not flipping out about this at all anymore. So he's some dogs aren't real trusting. He's not, or he wasn't. So you got to work him past that shit. So we'll jump this. Where's well, we got this. We don't have the dummy that I want, but maybe I'll do it with this. So just warm them up real quick before we use the starter pistol or whatever, the dummy launcher. This is a dummy to a dummy launcher. It smells of gunpowder, right? So he knows the smell now. So he associates this with something positive because we've done some retrieves with this. Now what I want him to do is walk this plank. I want him to jump this and then go put this object in the milk crate. That's called a reverse retrieve. So Merlin, get back here. Let's warm up here. Merlin, get over here, brother. Get over here, man. No, off. Get over there. Merlin, here. No, here. Hold. Hold. You got it? Okay, up. Walk the plank. Oh, you missed, man. Go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning, man. No, go back to the beginning. Okay, come here. Walk the plank. Merlin, walk the plank. Walk the plank. There you go. Here. 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 Come on, here. Okay, go put it in there, Merlin. Go put it in there. Drop. You're awesome, man. You're awesome. Good job, dude. It's Merlin. It's a good dog. He is. Say, he's not exactly an idiot. Not like a Labrador. You know, Labrador's like a big dumb idiot. He's not. Here, heel. Merlin, hold. Good boy. Here. No, heel. No, heel. Sit. Drop. You're a good dog, dude. Go over there in the corner. We'll make him walk the plank again. No. Over there. Hey, Merlin. Hold. Okay, walk this plank. No, hold. Hold it, dude. Hold. No, you hold it right. Hold. Hold. Okay, walk the plank. Here, bring it down here. Bring it down here all the way. Okay, go put it in there. No, put it in there. Drop. You got it, dude. Yeah, Merlin, here. Up. There you go. Good job, dude. You're not in the Olympics. Don't worry about it. Let's let me get the launcher and see how he does with this sound. Merlin, get over here. Heel. No, heel. Sit. Let me get the launcher. We'll use that instead of the starter pistol because I don't think we have any starter loads. I think we just have dummy launcher loads. No! Sit! Where are you going, man? Don't do that crap. Listen to my tone. Sit! Merlin, Merlin, Merlin. It's a dummy launcher without a dummy on it. I use it sort of like a starter pistol. So I'll do this. I don't want to see any shaking. Last time we did this, he had some shaking, but we've gone over this shit. See, that's louder in here. No shaking. Good boy, dude. Hey, Mer, get back over there. No, over there. No, Mer, up. Hold. Here. Up. Heel. No, heel. Hold, heel. Sit. Drop. Now, the purpose of the starter pistol and everything is to push the dog past the point of excitement. Excitement is the point all dogs make a mistake. They bark, lunge, bite, or just don't listen. You do this around a dog that you haven't gone over this with, they flip. They flip. You have to take your time with this and make sure that they're accustomed to it. Now this is going to be pretty loud. It is because we're inside. Let's see if he handles it. It's fine. Good boy, Merlin. He's good. He's good. So, like, when you first start doing it, you use a starter pistol or whatever, they can't function even after you do it. They're so excited. Like, if you don't have them in a high collar, they'll take off. They will take off. They're just running like a bat out of hell. Or they'll run back and try and get inside or something. They'll try and avoid the whole thing. So you have to get the dog used to that sound. And by the dog getting used to that sound, they get better at other things too. So that's real important to know that, like, dog training is like, it's asymmetrical. You get the dog compliant like this, and now I know the dog will do the dummy launcher outside. I know that chances are he had issues with like going off on strangers. Merlin, here. Like, no, where you fucking, don't you dare circle me like that. Get the fuck over here, Merlin. Don't do that. Heel. What are you doing, man? Heel. No, now I'm sort of teed off at Merlin. Merlin, get over here, man. Heel. Sit. No, sit. Get the fuck at a proper heel. Sit. I forgot what I was saying. Here, hang on. Stay right there. Down. No, down. I was trying to make some kind of point. Oh yeah, that like if you you know the dogs are flipped out when you first use the dummy launcher, so you really have to weed them into it. Now, if you have a hunting dog, and the hunting dog is gun shy, it doesn't have to be. That's for sure. Because every dog that comes here that I haven't gone over this with is going to be gun shy in some respect. And meaning, like, man, you might, this dog supposedly, like, Thunder was no problem with this guy. Thunder wasn't a problem, but a gunshot is totally different. It flips him out. So, you know, if you haven't gone over it with the dog, it's like, it's gonna flip him out. Don't take your dog out, get a starter pistol, and be like, oh, I'm gonna see if my dog's gun shy. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be gun shy, so make sure it's on a leash and it's in a high collar so it can't run and get hit by a car or something. It's just the facts. That's how it is. You know, most dogs, I would say on average, if I work with them a couple times a day with the starter pistol, 4 or 5 days, they're doing pretty good. I do it sort of at the tail end of a board and train. I want the dog pretty compliant before I start doing that, because I know that it's going to cause excitement. So I see the dog real excited. No, sit. Like, I put it at sit, right? I put the dog at sit. Then I say, no, sit. And make sure the dog stays sitting. I could use a chair. And I have one over here thanks to Sean. No, sit. What's this? That looks like a jar of oregano or something. So I'm coming over here with the chair. I'm not telling him to move. I want him to stay in position. So when I'm walking over here, I'm going to reinforce. I'm going to be like, no, sit. No, sit. Now, I want him on my left-hand side, right? So it doesn't matter. Here, sit. No, sit. He was in the down position. I don't know what he was saying. Sit. So I want him on the left-hand side. So I want him over here. Here, heel. No, heel. Get the fuck at a proper heel, brother. No. Merlin? Sit. Kind of being a little batty, but that's all right. So the reason for this, why I have it set up like this, why he's on the left-hand side, because he heels on the left-hand side. So if your dog, you're sitting with your dog, like I'm going to sit down with Merlin for a little bit, you should always make sure that the dog is on your left-hand side. And the reason for this is that muscle memory takes over. So you want to make sure, okay, down. No, down. You want to make sure that, what is this? It's Facebook. Muscle memory takes over. So you always, like, from the time, say you get a puppy. The puppy's 8 weeks old, right? It comes here. that day that it comes here, it is on the left-hand side always. Does everybody understand why? Because that's dog training. Dog training is about muscle memory. You can't reason with the dog. You can't. They're not irrational. Well, they're not really a rational animal. I don't want to use the term rational. Rational implies that they ponder thought, and a dog does not ponder thought. So know that you're not dealing. It's your dog is non-human. Facebook's over here, YouTube's over here. So if you're in your house, you could put the dog in the corner, right, on a bed or something. You could do that, or you could put your dog in a crate. You could do that too. But if you're sitting in a chair, you won't have the dog in front of you ever. Don't ever do that. You're going to have the dog block you? It's in a dominant position. You put the dog on the left-hand side because that's the side your dog heels on, all right? It's muscle memory. It's really that simple. It's on the left-hand side. And I'm not kidding. If a puppy comes here at 8 weeks, that day, from the time that I get a dog or I'm working with a puppy, that dog is on the left-hand side always. Always. And if it's not on the left-hand side, I'm correcting it and telling it, get to heel, brother or sister. That's the way it has to be. There's like nobody on Facebook. They just, whatever. No, thank you, Zizoob. You love me? Thank you. I love you. That was very generous. I appreciate that. I do. I really appreciate it. So remember that. Like if you say you take your dog out for a walk, which I don't really recommend it. Does that sound strange? I recommend that you get the dog out to go to the bathroom. But why are you wasting your time walking your dog? Why don't you train it? Why don't you train your dog? Walk? Because walking's sort of easy. Training is harder. I was just on FB. I turned it on YouTube instead. It's a better camera. You take the dog out, you let it go to the bathroom, and then you start training it. That's what you should do. That's what you should do. Don't walk the dog. Don't think that you're doing your dog any favors by walking it for, 35 minutes or something. Don't brag about how long you walk the dog. Look at what I did to my head. I did that the other night. No, I don't drink. It was just like, my God. Paint or something, but not paint. But that's my recommendation. You want to listen to one of the TV dog trainers, or what's his name, telling you to walk the dog for 45 minutes. You walk the dog 45 minutes 3 times a day? Don't you have better shit to do? You know what you should be doing instead of walking the dog? Training it for like 10 or 15. Drilling the dog repetitiously. That's what you should be doing. That will help your dog. Walking your dog can be terrible for your dog too. If the dog is out ahead of you, this dog was being walked by one of the owners, a female that just had a kid and had a stroller. He's just dragging her around. So the dog ends up being a douche. It confuses the status of the dog. So you can train the dog to do terrible things by just walking it improperly. Your dog needs to be at heel, and if the dog isn't at heel, what do you say? No heel. Right at that point when it comes out of heel. So it starts seeing that's dog training. I'm sorry, you can't sit around and be passive with your dog. You got a dog, it's coming out of heel, correct it and get it at heel. You can't be like, oh, I'll do that sometimes, but not other times. It's like giving people food. Man, I was talking to this idiot in Brooklyn. This guy, Steve, we'll call him Steve. And he was like, so you don't give your dog any people food ever? Like that? Not a piece of steak or anything? No, I don't, idiot. Do you? Yeah, but I only do it like once a month or so. You think that the dog, that's going to make a difference. Your dog needs to know it's never going to get people food. Ever. That will have a positive impact upon your dog. But to be like, well, sometimes I give it, if I have steak, I give it some steak. Don't ever give it cooked bone, by the way. Never give your dog cooked bone. The dogs don't, they just keep waiting for that day. You have to make sure that they know that they're not going to get any food, people food, and that takes a certain amount of time. So if you give your dog people food, this isn't going to happen overnight. I'm just telling you, your dog is a mess because of it. You put your dog in something similar to like a catatonic state, and you could test this. Like your dog's sitting by you drooling, right? Pick up the plate and go like this. The dog will track the plate. They can't function. We see this with these food trained dogs too. These positive reinforcement food trained dogs. They see that you have food in your hand and they start offering behaviors, and the food trainers know this and they talk about it like that's something positive. It's not. The dog is offering you behaviors, going through everything it knows to try and get the food. It's so excited it can't function. How is that good for your dog? It's not. And with a human being, if a human being is catatonic, you want them out of the catatonic state as quick as possible because it's healthier for the brain. The same is true for your food trained dog. You want them to know. You want them to know that they're not getting any food ever again. Ever. You never give the dog people food. It fucks them up, screws up their behavior, and physiologically, it's terrible for them. So, say your dog, you've been doing this because you're an idiot. I've had people say this. Well, I only let the dog lick the plate. Oh, like that makes a difference. What is the matter with people? No, I don't give people food, but I do let my dog lick the plate. Yeah, that's people food, idiot. That's people food. So, say you've done it, you've made the mistake, you gave your dog people food. Don't be like, well, I've already done it, so I'll just continue doing it for the rest of the dog's life. Don't do that. Stop doing it. If you have to, just you probably don't even crate the dog, right? But if you did, you created the dog, you could just crate the dog while you're eating and eat in front of it. Don't give them any. Or you could put your dog at sit, never let it have food and eat in front of it. And if it gets out of sit, no. If it starts whining or anything, no. You get nothing, dog. That's how it is. That's how you have to be. And your dog will start acting more like a dog that was not trained with food. Every dog, this is the truth, every dog I train here, I use zero food. Zero. None. None is used. It's ridiculous. Why would I? Why would I create a problem for the owner? And most of the time, dogs are coming here and the owners have already created a problem. But if a dog comes here and it's a puppy, I do it right, man. I get that dog on a raw diet. It gets no people food while it's here, and then it's going back in 90 days knowing how to do stuff. And it hasn't acquired, like it comes here at 8 weeks. It's still going back as a puppy. But it hasn't acquired the bad shit that people do with their puppies. People put their puppies in their lap. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's a puppy. Isn't it cute? You're influencing that puppy at an early age. You're screwing up your dog. Don't ever do that. And don't let the puppy jump on you. Don't let that shit happen. You know where your puppy should be? In a crate or on a leash. That's it. If you have it out of the crate, you have it on a leash. You don't let it roam around the house. And stop thinking like people are idiotic. Well, my dog likes it. Well, they like a lot of things, moron. I mean, seriously. Is that your yardstick for why, what you do with your dog? Your dog likes it? You're supposed to be training your dog what it should like and dislike. You influence the dog. That's why people that actually do what I'm talking about are so annoyed when other people, interlopers, try and influence their dog, that they've spent time, effort, money training their dog, and somebody's screwing up training. It's annoying to us. We hate it. Keep your untrained dog on a leash, okay? Shouldn't be running up to anybody. Don't be an asswipe. The worst is you're with your dog, your trained dog, somewhere in public. The asshole that can't put their dog on a leash and the dog's totally untrained comes running up to you and the owner's saying, "Don't worry, he's friendly." Yeah, well, I'm not. Put your damn dog on a leash, Dick. Why do we have to deal with you? I mean, seriously. Merlin's down here at heel. Hey, it's not really at a perfect heel. If I take my blue girl anywhere, she is at heel. I don't let her roam around. She is not at sit. I say, yeah, you gotta, hey, Merlin, come around here. Merlin, heel. No, heel. Perfect, sit. Now, Merlin was out sort of to the side. He rearranged. I need him at a perfect sit. Do you understand? It's muscle memory. So now he's back. He's at heel, but I'm sitting. It's all about muscle memory. So it doesn't matter if you're walking or you're sitting at your computer. If your dog is with you, it's not like in down place somewhere, like a it's or in its kennel. It should be at heel always. It should always be at heel because it's muscle memory. So if you're watching the computer or you're on your computer working and your dog's out of the crate, you put it at heel. You're training your dog. You're just sitting there chilling and you could be watching TV. You would consider it training. But to consider it training, you have to keep an eye on the dog. I'm live streaming. I noticed Merlin, instead of being at a proper heel, going straight forward, he was out to the side. I made him get at heel because it's muscle memory. I hope this makes sense to people because it doesn't seem to make sense because we have 4 million dogs dying every year. 4 to 6 million in the United States alone, 4 to 6 million. Because people are unrealistic. They're unrealistic. People are going to have babies and they think that it's time to get a puppy. Oh, really? You don't get enough on your plate with a baby coming? Hey, it's different if it's a dog trainer. Robert Masters has a baby. No problem. Dog's trained. Me and Destiny had a baby, the dog would be trained. We wouldn't be letting the baby crawl all over, and there's nothing like that's going on. But the point is, we wouldn't be letting the baby crawl all over the dog. So when you see that stuff on the internet, that's not positive for canines in general. And you see it on Facebook all the time. I got YouTube here, I got Facebook over here. Don't tell me you people on Facebook haven't seen that. Like the baby that's crawling on the beautiful pit. Lots of times those pits just look miserable. Miserable. You never know what happens to those dogs. You just see some kind of ridiculous, unrealistic video. Oh, my dog's the greatest. I'll tell you something. Dogs don't bite and then they do. That's a fact. That is how it is. And then whenever I'm talking to somebody that's had the problem, they go like, yeah, it's real strange because, he or she never bit anybody. I didn't expect it. Oh, really? It's a dog. What is that? A squirrel? I think there's a squirrel in there. I'm sitting on my chair. On my cherry. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be on the left-hand side. That's good. But that is really how it works. And then when the dog bites, If the dog bites the owner, it's a real problem because it breaks the bond. And the owner is flipped out. Like, I love that dog. Yeah, well, that's the problem is they don't love. They can like you, but if it's untrained or its status is confused or you're breaking up a dog fight, you might get bit. So don't hold a grudge against the dog. It just happened. You're pulling two dogs apart, right? The one dog you got by the collar, it might turn and get you without even thinking because they don't think, they respond. Do you understand? It's non-human. It's a canine. That's the reason why we have like so just absolutely so many dogs being put down as people are unrealistic about dogs. I wish this snow would melt and I could get Merlin out there in the field. I think I'm going to take him in Home Depot tomorrow. I think that's what I'm going to do because he's pretty good. I used the dummy launcher thing. He's not responding. Like he's fine with it. Um, I would answer questions if anybody has any about whatever. Even Goat Boy back there that's missing his head. I'm gonna put his head back on. That's for sure. Um, oh, I found out something. This is off subject. Um, but the iPhone 13 Pro Max that has the cinema mode, you can change the f stop. You know what that means? Better green screen. Yep. I got green screen coming up. I did a series of photo collages of these dreams that I have when the gray aliens come and take me to the interior of the sun. And I'm doing that in video format now, and it's gonna look great. It is. I already have the backdrops done. They look so cool. I remember when I was doing the photo collages, I was like saying to myself, God, I wish I could do this in like film. I'll never be able to do that. I'll never have the technical ability. It's like 2 years ago. Now I have the technical ability. Lots of it comes as epiphanies. I'll wake up and all of a sudden I get something. Um, I did watch a tutorial on green screen though. It made a lot of sense. It did. It made a lot of sense. That's not about dog training, but I'm here. If somebody has a question, you might not like what I'm going to tell you. It's the truth. But I'm more than happy to answer your inane questions. Um, is an e-collar necessary for all dogs? Just dogs that have been raised in property? Is an e-collar necessary for all dogs or just dogs that have been raised in property? I don't know what that means, but I will tell you this that I train service dogs and I can collar condition every dog that comes here with an e-collar. And if an owner says that they don't want their dog e-collar conditioned, I'll say, well, you're not listening to the dog trainer, are you? And I won't work with them. I won't work with just everybody. Somebody says something like, no, I don't do that. If somebody wants me to, like, I remember somebody in Brooklyn said, well, my dog really doesn't need any work on that. I just need you to do work on this, this, and this. And then said, so that's only half the thing. So how about half the price? No, asshole. No. And that's not how I do it. Your dog needs to learn everything. And your dog probably does those other things shitty. So, um, but that the e-collar is a useful tool. The thing that I'll say about the e-collar, he's high on one. I don't know why he's so high. With the barking, like it's pretty high. It's starting to come down. Maybe the owner used the e-collar. I know he had a mini educator, but I don't think it was going well, and I think I told him to take it off. So a lot of times when an owner does that, they're using it way too high. They don't condition it in. So he's still way up, and I'm trying to bring him back down. Um, when we're doing field stuff, it's much lower. Um, he senses it more now, that's for sure. Because it was pretty high up. Now we're starting to bring it down lower. He's not going back until we get it much lower. I'm just sort of stuck with the guy. I like him. He's cool. I want him as good as he can be. You know. Um, link to the best e-collar. I'm not doing that. I don't. What? Why? Why? You don't probably even know how to use an e-collar, and you think it's just about zapping the dog. See, that's the problem that I have with people, is that people are arrogant and they think that they understand dog training and they think that the e-collar is a panacea, which it's not. And the dog needs to be conditioned with the e-collar very low, lower than a human can feel it. You use the e-collar essentially when the dog's being good, not bad. Okay? You mentioned it, so yeah, I'm talking about e-collars because maybe somebody has worked with a trainer, they have a dog that's already e-collar conditioned. I'm not recommending that you go get an e-collar. And I'm supposed to give you a link? What am I, your slave? I mean, seriously. I will tell you this, I use e-collar technologies. That's helpful. Do not buy, and I'm saying this, do not buy e-collars on Amazon. Those Chinese cheap e-collars are way too hot. Way too hot means that on the lowest setting, you put it in your hand, you can feel it. Okay? Those collars are way too hot. When you use an e-collar, you want to use it lower than a human can feel it because your dog can sense it. They're different than you. They're totally different than you. So when I e-collar condition a dog, I'm using it super low. And when the dog is being good, I'll say sit, listen up, dude. I'll say sit, and I'll start tapping the button real low, like 1 or 2 on an e-collar technologies. And when the dog's ass hits the ground, I stop tapping. That teaches the dog to sit quicker. You use it as an annoyance. That's how it's used. That's it. That's how you collar condition a dog essentially. That's basically how it's done. If you're working with a dog trainer that's heating your dog up or something, or says I can train your dog to do this in a week, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, you can bring, yeah, Lee, bring him up. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Lee. You heard what I was saying about the green screen in my dreams? I swear to God, Lee, these things look exactly like the interior of the sun. It's fucking uncanny. It's uncanny. It's so freaking weird. So fucking weird. Yeah, bring Bear back up. I'd love to see him. We'll get him. We'll get him rocking out. Um, how is Barry? Barry's good, I'm sure. While we're on e-collars, let me talk about that. This is something that, honestly, you get an e-collar with a bungee cord. This is something that we had a problem with Bear. And you take him swimming in a creek. That bungee section holds in bacteria and will rub against the dog, and they'll get an. He's great. Listening to you now. They'll get irritated skin. So if you're going to use the e-collar in the water, which is fine, dial it down 20-30%, but switch it into just like a biothane collar. Don't use that that bungee section, man. It holds water, it holds bacteria from the creek or the pond, and you'll have a problem. Also, take the collar off after you're done and wipe it down with rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide or something. Give your dog a bath because creek water is sort of filthy. So clean off the collar real good and make sure the dog's dry when you put it back on. But the bungee, and I've changed the bungee collars. I don't use the same kind anymore. I was using e-collar technologies, which is like a loop in a like quick release collar. It's a section. Now I use these things that come from Amazon. It's like here's the collar, and then there's a D ring and a D ring, and then there's like this like loop of bungee and some kind of thing you can slide up there to make it tight. Those things seem to work real good. And I have way less problems with those than I have with the bungees that from eCollar Technologies. eCollar Technologies makes awesome products. They do. And I did find something else. Recently, they made a comfort pad out of conductive plastic, and it is freaking awesome for the pit. Like, pits are like, I'm getting these notifications from, I don't know what the deal is, but pits are notorious for having bad skin. So like that the dog baby that was here. Like, man, there was like 30 days of me figuring out what are we going to use for an e-collar. And I came down to that using the e-collar technologies comfort pad on a regular biothin collar, I believe. Yeah. So that way there's no rubbing or anything. Pit bulls, I'm not really, do the new collars loosen up over time? What? What kind of, do what collars loosen up over time? Are you talking the ones that I buy on Amazon? No, they stay tight. They stay on pretty good. Um, Occasionally I'll have one of those quick release collars from e-collar technologies, like the dog will scratch and it'll come off or something, but these stay on pretty good. They're not expensive. Tracer's dad bought those, and when Tracer came back for his second like board and train, he had some of those, and I tried. I was like, these are awesome. I like them. I like them a lot. Um, it didn't. There's like less problems. It's quicker to get on. It is. It's a lot quicker. You just put it over the dog and pull it tight, and it's done. You know, the bungee itself is real thin too, so it's sort of like not as stiff, not as stiff as like the technologies ones. Um, oh, my hand, I had to get this door open to the barn. It was frozen shut, chipping at ice. It's just like I wanted to open because I got stuff to do with the dog in here. So I don't know. Ah, Lee Ashley. I think about what you were telling me about, like that town that you live in, Lee, and the people that you deal with, and like the stuff that they say. I think about that all the time, and especially now, things are just seem sort of different. You know what I'm talking about? That subject, like it's more like mainstream. Like, how do you? I was Destiny had been here for just a short time, and I was outside. And was like, Destiny, come here, come here. I don't know. They flocked to me like moths to a flame or something. But she saw him. It was weird. It was balls of light. I don't know. I actually have to ask, what? Did you actually see Bigfoot? I own Bigfoot body parts, dude. I'm president of the Bigfoot community. And I said this last night, and I'm going to say it again. It's not my job to explain what is fiction and what is nonfiction. Some stuff in my life is totally real. That doesn't mean that I can't sort of make a joke about something that is serious. Do you see what I'm saying? People don't get it. They think that like you have to like only be serious or something. I don't know. I'm an artist and a comedian as well, so it's sort of hard for me to what? Just be like have one facet? What the hell is that? Who is like that? I'm gonna turn this heater on. I am. I'm gonna turn this heater on. Hang on. Ow. No, I'll leave it off. It's no bill. It's probably 48 or something. It's not a big deal. I can't believe the shit I did to my head. God, it's crazy. I'll tell you this iPhone 13 Pro Max. I'm looking at it, comparing it to this 12. Like, the stream is better looking. It's it's just better, man. That cinema mode is great. Being able to get like good depth of field with an iPhone like this, it's really awesome. Um, it's 70 degrees here. Tornado watch. No shit. 70 degrees. Wow. Um, what was I thinking? I do. I'm gonna take Bear and Home Depot tomorrow. Screw it. And he's gonna be Bear, not Bear. Merlin. I'm gonna take Merlin and Home Depot. Um, he'll do it. He better. Got a got a shelter though. You got a tornado shelter? What do you mean? Do you have a basement? I seen a Sasquatch. Really? Was it coming out of like English class or something? I'm sorry. That was just a joke. Stupid. Um, what do you mean you have a really? You have a tornado shelter? Or basement? We're up in the mountains here. So hey, what about your son? Is he making any film? It's a tornado shelter bolted to the garage floor. Really? No shit? Is it metal? Get out of here. Really, Lee? You got a So how big is it? It's what, like a metal box or hard plastic? What is it? It's bolted to the concrete floor? Who invented that? That's sort of like nice. For the house that doesn't have a garage, or a basement, that's great. I didn't know they made something like that. Big enough for me and Bear. It's steel. You ordered it up and they come over and bolted into your floor? Do you have any light in there or anything? Do you have like a battery or anything? What do you got? It's big enough for you and Bear. Is that $5,000 or over? I'm curious. How much does something like that run? That's nice, right? It's big enough for like 2 people or a person and a dog. I could make something like that. Plate steel? What, they just come over and pull it off of a truck? I didn't know anybody was making anything. Or was this custom? Did you have that made custom? Yes, weather radio, lights. It's not cheap. Okay, so it's over $5,000. Okay. That's what I would figure. Yeah, because it's a steel box. Has to be welded up. And then they got to bring it over. It's big enough for 4 people. Really? What about your RV? Do you still have your RV, Lee? You still got your RV? I wish I had an RV. But I wish I had a lot of things. I wish I had a pony. I'm gonna turn this heat on. Seriously, hang on. I don't know why I'm just sitting here suffering when I got a heater right here. Bear, I keep calling Merlin Bear. I'm turning this on, dude. Here. I'll be living in a lap of luxury here. Yeah, I'm definitely taking Merlin and Home Depot tomorrow. I made the decision. Oh my God, it's like I'm in Florida or Alabama or something. It's warm as shit. Wow. I mean, it was getting a little cold, but with this thing on, it's like 80 degrees. It is loud, but who cares? I'm comfortable. Don't you want me comfortable? Don't you? It is loud, but who cares, right? I'll talk louder. How's that? I'm warm. It's awesome. It's like a, I'll tell you something. This is the truth. In the dreams in the interior of the sun, there's this background noise that is a lot like this. It is. It sounds a lot like this. There's this constant, like that. Just a little ditty for you. What do you want me to do? Yes, but it's sold. You sold your RV? Are you getting another one? How are you going to live without an RV? Don't you like that thing? Or, I mean, you can still travel, you just use hotels. What about Lee? What about your son? Is he still making film? All right, Keegan. I'm gonna move the heater back just a bit. It's a little hot. How's that? Oh yeah. That's pretty good. Let me see if Lee's... Yep, sold. I'm not sure if I'll replace it. What about your son? Is he still making film? Answer yes or no. He's busy on a real job, but still working on the horror film too. I see. Yeah, the real job aspect for artists sort of can suck. I guess if I have to have a job, I got a decent one. Boy, this is warm, huh? I could sleep out here like this. At this temperature. When it's like, oh, you're painting now? What are you doing? What are you painting? Like landscapes, or what are you doing? Abstract? Pictures of Barry? There's a unicorn? Be a good looking unicorn. Would. I had some deer antlers that might fit him. He's got a big head. Ooh, I got some deer antlers that might fit him too. I'm trying those on. Wow. No landscapes. No shit. No landscapes. No landscapes. Or meaning no, I'm not doing landscapes, or no, I'm doing landscapes. What are you doing, acrylic? Acrylic's easier. I like the smell of oil. You know, I'll paint with anything, I don't care. I've been known to use mustard and mix in like Elmer's glue. It works. Coffee. I made the skeleton. I was using coffee just the other, like 2 weeks ago. Coffee, like a dead flat varnish. It works great. I gotta figure out what we're gonna have for dinner. Destiny doesn't feel good, so I guess I'm going to cook it. I don't know what I'm gonna make. She feels okay. I'll send you a picture of my art too. No, I haven't done landscapes and colors. I see. I'm horrible at rendering. But then I'll have people say, oh, you draw gray. But I know that they're bullshit. I can't draw for shit. I can't. That's why Photoshop is a perfect medium for me. Or film. Film seems to be the video seems to be the thing, especially now that I'm doing the green screen stuff. It's like, oh my God, everything has changed recently. That's because that was Destiny's idea. She bought a green screen and put it up, and we didn't do anything with it for a while. And then Rhea got us some green screen stuff that took about a month. You know, we thought about it and stuff, and then I'm just in it real deep now. I think green screen. I like it. Destiny was you made something green screen. It was like a music video. Some kind of app on our phone. I'm not doing that. I'm using Magic Edit Pro. If I switch to something else, it'll make it even more hard. I just figured this out. She could bounce around. She's young. I'm a boomer, man. I was raised with computers. We had them. My uncle had one when I was in 2nd grade. And he was the only guy in Jefferson City, Missouri. He had an insurance company. He was the only guy that had a computer. And he showed it to us. And it was a green screen, of course. It was shitty. And you would take your dial-up phone, stick it on this modem. And then he was trying to dial up to show us to Lincoln, Nebraska or something, but somebody else was trying to use the line. So it was all bullshit back then. It's come a long way. I can't live without it. You know, I had nobody on Facebook, but I'll just keep doing this. Whatever Facebook, whatever. You sent me your new number, but I exited it today. Oh, I'll send it again. Yeah. Have you ever seen a 2-headed dog? Yes, I have. Just a couple days ago, I was walking down the street. I have. It's like a push me, pull you. No, I haven't seen a 2-headed dog. Have you? How would that be? It wouldn't live. Would it? Doubt it. It'd have trouble. I would own it. I have no problem with the 2-headed dog. Right, Merlin? I'll put those those horns on Merlin and see if they fit. I got them inside. I made them for Destiny. They might fit Merlin. They could. They look great. Maybe get him on green screen with the horns on. Have you ever been to Boggy Creek? No, I haven't. Have you? Have you been to Boggy Creek? Yeah, Facebook's dead over there. Yes, Merlin on green screen, right? Merlin on green screen, and get him moving with the horns on his head, and then I'll use that as stock footage. I'll see if the horns work good. I got this green screen thing coming up, the interior of the sun thing. Also, we got this thing that me and Destiny are working on. I got all the backdrops for it ready to go. I got to figure out something that her and Cleopas can sit on. I think I'm gonna use like a piece of a plank or something, and like a milk crate going tall, and then a plank, 2 milk crates, and then I'm gonna put green screen cloth over it. I think it'll work. I think that'd be it. That'd probably be about the amount. Maybe it's not high enough. I don't know. Maybe. got to. I want Destiny and Cleo to look good though. That's for sure. The backdrop is bitchin'. They're on this like planet. I made this planet with like I need to go by boat next time. The creature doesn't stay on the planet. I made this planet that we're gonna be on, and it's pretty bitchin'. It changes colors, and there's some dinosaurs in the background eating. There's also a dinosaur running across. I've like there's been an uptick recently on what I'm doing, like technically. I had a couple epiphanies. It was good. I woke up going, oh shit. I was laying in bed, it was like 7 or something, I fell asleep, because I got this sleep, I'll fall asleep at any time. And I woke up, and I was like, oh shit, I had to walk over to the computer and start working. But it really, it looks good. It looks real, it all looks real good. I'm real happy with it. That's my story. I also figured out how to use Paint 3D. I'm real happy. Maybe they could sit on that. But you got my phone. You must. The message just came in. You must have found it. I gotta figure that out though. I got Cleo and Destiny gotta look good. I'm never sitting. I walk into the scene. It's a funny one. I'm really looking forward to it. That's the next thing that we're doing. And the thing that I'm doing that's like in the interior, I think I found your number. Yeah, I saw it. I'll check them out. The thing that I'm working on the interior of the sun. There's more to get ready. There's a costume involved. Because there's gray aliens. I gotta get some paint to match this gray bodysuit. Because I built a head. I got some hands, and then I got like a bodysuit. The bodysuit I'm gonna have to like lightly spray, I think, because it says something on it. I don't know why they didn't just leave it. They didn't. But I'm gonna lightly mist the suit, sort of make it look a little textured, get that writing out of there. That's my plan. Maybe I could look for a gray suit that doesn't have writing on it. But we looked. I remember we were gonna use that thing for a shoot. And that's all we could come up with. It says morph suit on it or something. But I'll never be able to match the gray perfectly, the suit to the head, unless I sort of missed the suit, the head color anyway. So I wish I had a mannequin I could put the suit on to spray it. It's gonna be a problem. Maybe I got a mannequin upstairs. Maybe I just stuff the suit or something and slightly missed it. I don't know. Maybe I can actually get the writing off. I have lacquer thinner that will melt ink, unless that's a heat transfer. I don't think it will. I'm gonna try the lacquer thinner though for sure. 'Cause that shit will strip everything. It's like paint on the floor or something. But it won't affect the suit itself. I don't know. Maybe I should look at it. I just can't afford it. I can't afford to get a suit. We have one. I use it. I think even if I got a gray suit, I'd never be able to match the gray perfectly, so I'd have to mist it anyway. So. He's going to Home Depot tomorrow for sure. good in Home Depot, I'll take them in Walmart. I got a service dog list for him. You better not be a dick. I saw your video on it with the leash. On what? You saw a video on what? I saw your video on it with the leash. I don't know what that means. YouTube's just don't matter. Once I did that, he picked it up in 5 minutes. So thanks. Oh, you're welcome. I had it in my head last night. I was thinking I'm taking Merlin to Home Depot, and now I made the decision. So whenever I deal with a dog that's been dead, you know, that I know that he's like going off on people before, I'm fucking on him like single catfish, and I'm also sending this vibe of, you're gonna do what I say, dog. This is flat out. That's how it has to be. I'm gonna turn on Facebook because it's a waste. Maybe I should leave it on. I don't know. Whatever. It's been 71 minutes. I think I'm gonna go eat something. I'll live stream later. Work the dog again. I'm gonna go. I'll check him out later. Thank you, everybody. Let's get rid of Facebook first. Thanks.